Tessie 1 2, Tessie 1 2. We sounding good. We sounding good. Um, what is up? What's good? It's your boy B Drop, hanging with B Drop podcast, episode 100. Man, we are in episode 100. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited for this episode. I'm super excited to announce something, and I'm just glad that we're doing another episode, man. Episode 100. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone that has supported the podcast. 100 episodes, man. That's crazy. Shout out to all the guests that's been on the podcast. I appreciate your guys' time. Shout out to my guy Raj, who helped me launch the podcast and did some episodes with me. So Raj, you already know, love you, bro. But thank you to everyone that has listened to the podcast, whether it's one time or 100 times. I'm very thankful for you guys. People that have put on their story, people that have shot me texts and just like, yo, I enjoy the episode. I appreciate you guys so much, man. You don't even know. When I wanted to do this podcast, I was like, how can we make a podcast that you could, get entertained, you could laugh and like, just get knowledge from the people that I bring on the podcast, man. Like yeah, I'm just blessed to be able to, get 100 episodes. It's such a crazy, it's just a crazy thing, So with that being said, and I also want to apologize for taking so long for doing episode 100. It's been like 2 months since I did the last, around that time, like to do an episode. You know what I mean? And like for me, I've always wanted to have consistency on my podcast. So, first off, I want to apologize, because I got to be on that, So, I'm not going to take those breaks. I just episode 100, it was weird cuz I was like, yo, I got to figure something out. I don't know what it was, but I put this weird pressure to be like, all right, like episode 100 got to be special. And it's crazy because I've been meaning to announce something for some time and just want to go about it a certain way, and it just made sense to put to announce it on episode 100. So with that being said, I'm excited to announce another platform that I'm doing, and obviously Hang with B Drop podcast, we running that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no stop. But this next project that I'm working on, I'm super passionate about it. And, I just kind of want to talk for a few minutes into the reason why I'm so passionate about this and why I'm so interested in moving forward with this project and announce it with y'all. And hopefully, get your guys' support and, opinions or whatever. I just want to be able to help so much people with the next project. So with that being said, I'm starting a new project and it's called Mental Praise. Okay, so Mental Praise. And if you're like, what are you talking about, B? What is Mental Praise? Well, let's talk about it then. But so Mental Praise. So with that being said, I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of like do the introduction, but I'll do my best, So mental health, mental health, it's something that I didn't know so much about, growing up and stuff like that. I don't feel like we ever heard mental health. I mean, I feel like those are terms that I guess I could say recently, it's been there's been a lot of attention to it, which is amazing, and the reason I'm so passionate about mental health now is because so let me see, I'm trying to find a way to kind of like talk about it and not and not feel so how can I say it, like it's just crazy. So my dad, he had a situation with his mental health, and for a long time I didn't talk about it. I just talked about it with my close circle, and it was a very difficult time in my life, my fam's life, to see a person that you love so much, have a situation of mental health. And we were speaking recently, and I told him, I was like, look, pops, like I'm starting this brand. And he was like, man, that's awesome. And I promised him, I said like that, I'm gonna explain why I'm doing this, but obviously I'm not gonna also get into his personal life, because I feel that when he's ready to speak on that testimony, he is ready. But I also want to be vulnerable in a sense, because it's in a way for that we could all understand the reason why I want to start this project and why I'm so passionate about it. So, like I said, my father went through a mental situation, and it put me in a way where I said, why? Like, why, like, what's going on, and it really made me just think and think and think and find out about the words of anxiety and depression and so much of these terms that I didn't know. And it made me really dive into mental health. And it's like, you start answering questions of like, oh, that's probably why I feel that way, or that's why, I did that. And really, have self conversations. So it made me get really passionate about it because, for example, when my father was going through that situation and, he was in the hospital and, we got to go about our day. I still had to go DJ. I still had to, go do these things and put that to the house, leave that at the side. And it made me question, like, how much of our men don't go through that, or how much of just people in general, like, do we have these demons that we don't talk about because we don't know how to talk about it? And it made me get really into like, okay, how can we figure this out? Like, how can we get better as a community? How can we be there for, my brother? How can I be there for my fan, for the other man? And I just started going, you know what? Like, I remember throughout those times, and thank God that my dad is doing well, and he's doing great. So I'm very glad that he's in a good place. But it also made me question. It also made me just think, okay, like, how can we make our minds stronger? How can we, talk about our mental health? How can we, address these situations without looking weak? And I think that's the thing that has really resonated with me, and for example, with this podcast, if you guys listen to the episode with, my guy Medic, shout out to my guy Medic, we had this good ass conversation about mental health. And I felt so good to talk to another man about these things. And I was like, man, like, it just I just started thinking, like, I think this is my second mountain. This is my second why into life, So I'm really passionate about this because, that's my why. It's my pops to figure out, okay, luckily my dad has been able to, overcome many things. I started thinking, like, how much men are out there that maybe don't have, people they could talk to, or don't have, it's just, we can't figure it out. So I said, okay, well, let me really think about this. And I said, you know what? I want to just do something that, I could just move the needle at least a little bit, at least help with something. So, I've been super passionate about it because, I started feeling certain things like, anxiety moments, and starting to really go like, why am I feeling like this? Or, who can I call? Who can I talk to about mental health? So I said, you know what? We got to create something. So with that being said, I don't want to go so much into it, but I just want to give you guys context into the reason why I'm excited for it and how I want to learn, with this new platform as well. So I said, okay, mental praise. So, this is the logo, in case you guys are seeing it, you know what I mean? I'll make sure I'll post it. But mental praise. So I started thinking about a name, and that was the next step. I said, okay, what name can I put? And I said, okay, let's, I thought about three things. Number one, let's praise our mind. Let's love our mind. We gotta know how we talk to ourselves. We gotta love ourselves. You know what I mean? So I said, okay, we gotta do that. You know what I mean? Praise our mind, praise ourselves, And number two is we gotta praise our men. I just wanted to create a platform that I feel is good for my fellas, man, for the men. You know what I mean? I wanna figure out how we could come as a community to help each other out. So I said, how can we praise our men? How can we show love to our men? You know what I mean? Show love to, all the dads. Show love to all the single dads. Show love to, somebody's son. Show love to just all men across the world. So I said, okay, we gotta praise our men. We gotta show love to our men. And I said, me, I believe in God. I believe in the higher power. So, praise, that word just sounds good. We gotta praise the higher power. We gotta praise God. You know what I mean? So that's why that name, it just felt good for me. So that's why I said mental praise. So, I wanted to create a platform that supports mental health, wellness, and guidance to the community. I wrote it down, so I wanted to make sure I said that right. So, yeah, man, with that being said, that's a new brand that I'm creating, Mental Praise. I'm super excited for it. And I hope that, you guys could help me, you guys could just help me in this journey. You know what I mean? Because I feel that it's something that, we need. You know what I mean? I think that it's good for us men to talk about these things. And why not start now? So I've had great conversations about this. I've been super excited for it. So episode 100, you know what I'm saying? Episode 100, it's Mental Praise. So I have the Instagram for it, I have the Twitter for it, even a TikTok for it, and the website for it. And I've just been waiting. I've been waiting to announce it. And I wanted to make sure I had the paperwork for it first. And now that like I feel that we could move forward, I can't wait to just create a platform that helps so much people. And I can't wait for also, like, as we move forward with this platform, for us to have good conversations. And I want to be able to have workshops on it. I want to be able to just have events for it. I want to be able to create a platform that you could feel that you want to talk about things, and just raise awareness to our mental health. So there it is, man. I want to thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all. If y'all could, follow the page, show love, share it with your friends, I would really appreciate it. I love y'all, man. Thank you for, supporting me for so many years too, you know what I'm saying? And just whether it's been, with the podcast, whether it's been for my gigs, when I want to stream, whatever the case might be, I appreciate you guys' time, because, and for me, I've just been diving in, like, how can I get more knowledgeable about this topic? And, for me, I said, like, another thing before I end this episode, like, how can I put resources for people? If we need a therapist, how do we find a therapist? If we want someone to talk to, how can we have someone to talk to? So I think that's the part that I'm really excited to move forward with, is how can we help our men? How can we, become a better version of ourselves? And, I'm excited for it. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thanksgiving is Thursday. I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving, a happy holidays. And any ideas, hit me, man. I'm excited, and let's just get to it. Mental Praise, Hang with Beat Drop Podcast. I love y'all. Happy holidays. Have a good one, man. Peace.